What is up, Unison Gamers? This is Michael Sean. I am back with another deck profile. Now, if you didn't watch my last video, you may not know that I've got this project going on right now. We're trying to make Pokemon decks. They're starter decks, but not like what you can buy sealed. These are starter decks that have the trainer cards that you need to actually play the game. So while we're not using EXs, we may not be using totally meta decks, we are using enough support in these decks to actually functionally play a game and even win a couple games at your first couple of local tournaments. So these decks are for people that are going to be playing in my store, but I figured I'd pass them along as well to YouTube in case you want to get started. These are great places to get started. Now, that being said, the last video that we did was Ethan's Typhlosion, which is a much easier deck to play than this one. I would say this deck is a little complicated because there's several attackers, and so this is for people that want to step up a little bit. This deck is a lot like solving a puzzle. You need a couple different pieces. So, for instance, our main attacker here is usually going to be Dipplin, although Seaking works very similar. Both of these have the ability called Festival Lead, which means that if you have Festival Grounds in play, which is a stadium card, and stadium cards are kind of hard to search for in this game, so just keep that in mind. Festival Grounds, if it's out, lets Dipplin and Seaking attack 2 times in a row. So normally you obviously can only attack once and attacking ends your turn, but if you got the Festival Grounds and you're attacking with something with Festival Lead, you get to attack again, which is pretty cool. So they don't do a ton of damage. Dipplin has Do the Wave, which is actually an attack that we've had in the game for a very long time, since I think the second set of the game. It was on a Wigglytuff back in the day, and you can basically just do 20 damage per Pokemon on your bench. Usually you can have up to 5 Pokemon on your bench. So you're looking at 100 damage, but when you can attack twice, that's 200 damage, which starts to knock out a lot of stuff. Combine that with some damage modifiers like Brave Bangle and Maximum Belt. Now you're actually able to knock out big Pokemon EXs with that damage output, and that's why we're playing Brave Bangle and Maximum Belt. Brave Bangle does plus 30 to all EXs. Maximum Belt does plus 50 to all EXs. So you've got both of those damage modifiers to go on your Dipplin. You can be hitting 150 damage twice. That's 300 damage, which is knocking out a bunch of stuff in the game right now. So that's pretty cool. Seaking also really neat attack. Rapid, what is it? Rapid attack? I think it's called rapid attack. I can't see because there's just 2 right here. 60 damage, draw 2 cards. So yes, that means that if you attack twice right in a row with Seaking, you're going to be drawing 4 cards. Pretty solid. Pretty solid attack. Again, combined with a max belt, that 60 goes up to 110, which goes up to 220, which, if you've been playing the game, if you've been doing some research, there's actually a bunch of support EXs that have less than 220 HP. So we're thinking like Pheasantipity with 210, for instance. Mew has 180. So some of these more prolific Pokemon that you're going to be seeing a lot, you can actually not only knock them out with Seaking, attacking twice, but you could also draw 4 cards to set you up for next turn. Pretty solid card. Sometimes you're going to run into this situation where you've got to clean up a Pokemon, you've done some damage to it, and you got to hit big numbers. That's what Flapple is in there for. I see people play this deck sometimes. It's a deck that since it came out, it's gimmicky, it's fun, people like playing it. The problem is that I like almost never see this card. This card is so good with Acidic Spit for 1 energy. You do 20 times the amount of damage counters that's already on your Pokemon. So a damage counter represents 10 damage in this game. So if a Pokemon, say, has 60 damage on it, you're going to do 20 damage times 60. So that's pretty solid. You're doing 120 damage for 1 energy. But it ramps up from there. Let's say a Dipplin hit it with 100 damage, right? That means Flapple's going to come back and do 200 damage. Now you're hitting 300 with Flapple. It does not have Festival Lead. You can only attack with it once, but it's a really great attack to clean up some Pokemon later on. Now, one of the reasons that I think this deck is pretty solid is this Thwackey right here. Thwackey has an ability called Boom Boom Groove. If you have a Festival Lead Pokemon in the front, so if Dipplin, Seaking, or Goldeen are in the active spot, Thwackey gets to search the deck for any 1 card, which is really solid. Any card. This is how you get your stadium out. This is how you evolve your Pokemon. This is how you find a supporter every turn. All that stuff, really essential to try to set up 2 Thwackeys every single game. We've got Shaymin, which protects the bench, which is very important. Keep in mind, Shaymin only blocks damage, not damage counter placement. So things like Dragapult, Monkey Dory, stuff like that, still going to be placing damage counters, but it does stop damage done to the bench by things like Grimmsnarl, which does 30 damage to the bench. And then one of the great things about this is that you're playing grass Pokemon, so we've got a grass Pokemon searcher, but we're obviously going to be playing a Budew. In fact, the way that this deck plays, you want to go second, you want to attack with Budew every single game. On turn 1. Budew just helps slow down your opponent enough for you to get set up. We're dealing with a lot of evolving Pokemon here. We've got to get our Thwackies up. That's going to help us get there, is this Budew. So we've got 4 Applins, which evolve into our 3 Dipplins or 1 Flapple. We've got the 1 Budew. We've got a 3/3 line of Grookey Thwackey. We've got the 1 Shaymin. We've got a 2/2 of Goldeen Seaking. Goldeen is really important because it's a basic Pokemon that has Festival Lead. Seaking and Dipplin have to evolve. So this Goldeen is really important. It might be holding Air Balloon just to get in and out of the active to turn on our Thwackies. Of course, we're going to run 4 Festival Grounds. We have to. That's the only way that we can actually get these attacks off twice, so we need to run that. Arven's going to be our primary supporter. It's going to find us tools and items. The items are going to help us get it set up. The Brave Bangle and Max Belt, they need to be found at the critical time, and so those are really important. Iono is going to do +2. Sometimes you've already used these and you need more damage modification. I've seen some lists run more Brave Bangles, but I actually think the correct answer is Kieran. Kieran's a supporter card that allows your Pokemon to hit 4 + 30. The cool thing about Kieran is you can use it in conjunction with one of these tools as well. So maybe you need to take a big knockout. You got to knock out like a Gardevoir or something. Maybe you can't find the Max Belt, but you can find the Brave Bangle and you just need that extra damage. Kieran can be used in conjunction with that, which is really cool. You searched off the Thwackey, you use it. Also, in a pinch, you can use it as a switch. We've got 2 Boss's Orders, and we've got 2 Counter Catchers. These are going to be really important for taking your key knockouts. Anytime you're playing a 1-prize deck, you need to make sure that you get ahead. Sometimes you're behind on prizes, and you got to get ahead. And so the way to do that is by taking key knockouts, often on our support Pokemon. Also, sometimes you got to stop them from setting up. And the way to do that is Budew in conjunction with a key knockout with a counter catcher or a Boss's Orders. And so we're running 4 different cards that help us with Gust, which means dragging your opponent's Pokemon off the bench into the active spot. So we get two different cards that are going to do that. 4 total cards in the deck. Night Stretcher, just a busted card, staple in every deck. You get an energy or a Pokemon back from your discard pile. This is really key because your guys are going to get knocked out. They don't have a lot of HP. Dipplin's got 80, Thwacky's got 100. Your biggest Pokemon is Seaking with a mere 110 HP. Your stuff's going to get knocked out. You got to keep making new Pokemon every turn. Night Stretcher helps with that. Super Rod helps get him back into the deck as well. We've got a 2 line of that, very important. 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. Every single Pokemon in this deck, other than Shaymin, is searchable off Buddy-Buddy Poffin. So that's going to be our primary search. We're not even playing Nest Balls because we just don't need it. We do have 3 Ultra Balls just in case. Sometimes what you need just to get that Dipplin, or especially Seaking. That's the only card in our deck that searches Seaking out, except for Thwackey. One really cool thing about this deck is that you can play Bug Catching Set, which is an absolutely broken card, but for whatever reason, the Pokemon Company hates grass types, and there's often not good grass type attackers in the meta, ever, and it frustrates me because I love grass types. But Bug Catching Set is a good support card for grass decks. You top 7, search your deck, top 7 cards for grass Pokemon or grass energy. Super huge. That's why we don't play Earth and Vessel in this deck, which is really popular in other decks. Bug Catching Set should be finding one of our 7 grass energies or one of our grass Pokemon. You can find Dipplin and Thwackey off of that too, because it doesn't say basic grass Pokemon, it's any grass Pokemon. I mentioned that Goldeen is a basic that has Festival Lead, but what I noticed was sometimes it was getting stuck, and you might have needed to Air Balloon and switch into something in the same turn. So I started running the 1 switch, which I like. It just is helpful to get your guys out. Also, Gusting Thwackey is really good against this deck because it has a 2 retreat cost. We've got the Air Balloon, but maybe we only have 1, so you can only attach it to 1 thing. Sometimes that switch really comes in handy. So that's the idea. That's what we're attacking with. We're just looking to attack twice in the same turn and take key knockouts on our opponent's big stuff to win the game. We don't play any 2-prizers. That's kind of the whole point of these starter decks. There's no 2-prizers in them, and so we're forcing our Pokemon to take big knockouts and or small knockouts while we take big knockouts. So they've got to kill 6 of our things. We only have to kill potentially 3 of theirs. And so we're looking pretty good with the prize trade if we can continue to set up. And that's the difficulty. We got to keep getting set up. But that's why we're running 4, 8, 11 cards that search Pokemon, as well as a thick line of supporters. We've got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 supporter cards, and of course Thwackey searches all of that out. And so we're hoping that we can just get ourselves set up and stay in the game. So we're going to get into some games after this deck profile, so be sure to watch the next video as we hopefully play against some cool decks, including ones that you might see in your first couple tournaments. All right, we're about to jump into some games with the Festival Lead Tournament starter deck from Unison Games, and very excited to do so. So we're going to jump over to the client. It's worth noting, I don't play the client that often. We're not super highly ranked. It's okay. We're just looking to see how our deck runs. So I've got our Festival Lead deck going on here, and I'm excited to get into some games. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to try to play a handful of games. Hopefully we see some things that you might encounter playing in a tournament as well. This deck is all about getting set up and finding your pieces. It's like a puzzle that you're trying to solve, which is a good way to describe Pokemon in general, but especially this deck. We need a couple pieces on board. So we're jumping in. We're trying to go second. That's our goal. We want to go second pretty much every time. Ooh, that's a cool coin. I like that. I like that. The nice thing is there are some decks that want to go first this meta too. So, but going second is really good right now. We're playing Budew. That's the primary reason we want to go second. But we also like using a supporter card too. Let's see what we got here. Our fate is in their hands. They're going first. Sweet. So we get to go second this time. That's awesome. The key with this, you really need to get your Thwackey set up. So yeah, this is a thing that happens sometimes with this deck. Mulliganing is definitely real. Oh, we might get to see what we're playing against though. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, we're going to mulligan again. Yeah, I want to see that. They're playing Dragapult. Okay. Interesting. How exciting. Yep. Okay. Start with an Applin. We do have the Buddy-Buddy Poffin, which is going to be really helpful. We don't have a way to retreat this right now, although we could Arven for something. We don't really want the Air Balloon to be on there. Okay, so we've got the Dusk line in this Dreepy deck, which is definitely not something that we want to see because the Dusks can pop and just straight up KO our guys without even having to do damage to them. 3 Dreepies in play for them. It's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. The question is, yeah, we probably still want to make a Budew here. That's probably still the plan. I think that's our best chance. We already have an Applin, so we're going to get a Grookey and an Applin. No. We're going to get a Grookey and a Budew with this. Might as well check our deck while we're in here. Got some Pokemon. That's what we're looking for. Make sure we got a Thwackey. So we got a Thwackey prized. Get an Arven prized. It looks. No, we have the Arven in our hand. Okay. An Energy prized. Festival Grounds. We got them all. All right, so we're going to grab those. We probably should check for our tool as well. It's Arven. We've got the Air Balloon, but we don't have our damage modifiers. It's all right. I don't think we're going to need them until later anyway. Unfortunately, that Air Balloon's going to have to get attached there. I don't really love that. I think we bug catching set here. Yeah, I think we're going to bug catching set. That's the play. Bug catching set, Air Balloon. We're going to put this Goldeen on the bench. That'll be important for us maybe next turn. Let's put this here. I think we're going to put it here, and we're just going to retreat into the Budew. We are going to play the bug catching set because I'd love to attach an energy or get another Thwackey. We did get an energy. We're going to get that. Oh, did we get both on this? Yeah, 2 in any combination. Very nice. We can make another Applin. Nah, let's get the Dipplin. I don't think we're going to see a knockout from them. Okay, we got that. We're going to attach here. Itchy Pollen. Here we go. All right, so we're making them not be able to use items. Hopefully that slows them down a little bit. Thing is, they made a bunch of Dreepies, so they can still make a bunch of Cloaks and draw some cards. Yep, they got Brock Scouting. This is pretty good. They're going to get the Cloak. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Dragapult's playing a lot of supporter cards these days, so that's going to help them out. But we probably have a knockout on this Dreepy. Wish we would have found a Thwackey off that bug catching set. That would have been great. Man, 2 Cloaks is pretty good. Pretty good. Now they can drop a bunch of damage counters. This is it's important to get evolved as soon as possible in this matchup, because they can just start picking off our guys. Oh, Top Deck Festival lead's pretty good here. That's 2 attacks. And we are hitting for 60, which is a knockout here, and then we put damage on something else. Pretty solid. Let's definitely drop that. I think we just attack here. Unfortunately, we didn't draw anything that makes Thwackey, which is probably going to be a problem for us later. They can't just knock our Thwackey out, but they sure can KO this or this. They're probably going to go for that, because this is an easy cleanup later. If they go 5 here and 1 there with the Dragapult next turn, yeah, that's not going to be fun. We're gonna have to deal with it, though. They have not attached any energy, so there's still like hope for them just not getting there. We're going to take a knockout here. And get a prize. Nice. That's good for us. Unless they knock out both of our festival leads, and then we probably just scoop. Yes, please. I would love to do another attack. Nice. This Flapple is pretty solid. 20 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. They now have 60, so then yeah. It's not going to be enough, though. We're hoping they just can't attack this turn, because we slowed them down last turn. But they sure do have a lot of cards in hand. Dragapult is, like all of the starter decks' worst matchup. It's a really good deck against these 1 prize type decks. Let's see if they have the attack. Okay, all right. So the problem is it hits 200 up front and then drops 60 damage back here. So they take 2 prizes like every time they attack. And that is problematic for us. Okay, they're going to Iono to try to find their stuff. That wasn't an Arven. That's good. We would rather not see them play Arven there. Okay, we've got a Dipplin. We got a Shaymin. Oh, Countercatcher. Interesting. Do they realize that that's actually kind of good for us? I don't know. Oh, they're going to kill it. Okay, got it. Understood. We do not have our damage modifiers, which is kind of tough. But we're at least going to put damage on this. We got to make a bunch of guys. I think the first thing we do, honestly, is just rip this bug catching set. But an Ultra Ball, this and this wouldn't be bad either. Let's rip the bug catching set first, see what we get randomly. We've got a Grookey, an Applin, and an Energy. We probably just grab the Applin here. We could also grab... Honestly, we're going to grab... I think with Arven, we could get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. No, we have to get... No, because you Ultra Ball for that. Let's grab this, actually. We have 3 bench slots, so it actually would be nice to fill up our bench here. Okay, final answer, we're going to get Applin. And Energy. Boom. I keep forgetting to select 2 things. So we get the Applin. We Ultra Ball, Energy, and Shaymin. This is going to find Thwackey. Thwackey is going to evolve here, so now we can search any one thing. But we probably just Arven for Buddy-Buddy Poffin here. Just so we're doing more damage. Yeah, and unfortunately we don't have a tool, so we're just stuck getting that. We really want to see some tools off these prizes like now. Goldeen and Grookey. So, like I said, this is the issue, is that these are both easy kills for them. But it's just what we're dealing with here. We could Thwackey for something. What do we Thwackey for? I don't even know. I don't think we attach the energy in this matchup because they'll just kill whatever we attach the energy to. We can get any card we want. And I feel like we just get a supporter. And it's probably going to be this. Put it in our hand. We'll play next turn. And then we're going to smack him. We are going to hit 200 here. We're not going to attach the energy, as that little warning was. Very nice. Okay. Yes, I would like to attack again, please. Hit him for another 100. All right, so they're going to be an easy KO next turn with either one of these. I don't think they have the resources to knock both of these out. They'd have to make like a Monkey Dory. If they can make a Monkey Dory, they could knock both of these out. But they'd have to Monkey Dory, attach a Dark and a Fire, so they need like a Crispin to do that. It could happen. They also could just make that guy swing and... Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Dust Noir can pop itself to put 120 damage on any of my guys, so they could like kill my Thwackey here, which would not be fun. Hilda, this is going to find their fire energy, I bet. Luminous, sure. Yeah, Hilda makes Luminous energy a lot better in this deck, I would say. Sure. They could take all the prize cards they need to take right here, right? That dies. Sure. We get a prize card, yay. I think they just win here. I'm pretty sure. That's one prize card. Then they're going to pop this, take another prize card down to 3. Okay, so they're not totally there yet, but they're close. Ouch. Ouch. They gave us a prize, yay. Yeah, I think we might be like just hyper dead here. They're gonna leave us with a lone Thwackey. Maybe they mess up and kill the Budew. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to. I think they sort of know what they're doing. Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, we're done. We're done with this game for sure. Yeah. It happens. It happens. Dragapult is the worst deck to play against for like any of these decks. It's just one of the issues with Dragapult being in the meta is that it hurts decks like this. Let's play another one. Let's see what we can do. You at least got to see a little bit about what the deck is capable of. But yeah, Dusclops. Ouchies. Ouchies. All right, here we go. That's a cool coin too. Yo, our opponents have good coins. Good coins. They chose Tails. How are we supposed to win now? Tails never fails. Oh my gosh. See, told you. Maybe they'll decide to go first. That'd be fun. Nope, we're going first. All right, here we go. This is not ideally what we want. The nice thing about not going first is that we don't put Budew out, which is good because Budew is an absolutely broken card, but at the same time, it is a liability with Monkey Dory. So prevalent this format, dude. Another Dusclops. We don't like seeing Dusclops. Dusclops is quite good against this deck. I think we're supposed to do the random search with bug catching set first. I think that's what we're supposed to do. We saw exactly one Mon, but now we know not to get a Grookey off of that. We're gonna get Goldeen Applin or Goldeen Grookey. That's the question. We have both. We got 2 Dipplins. We got 2 Thwackies. We have our damage modifiers. That's good. That's good. I think it's going to be Grookey Goldeen. That's what I'm feeling. Grookey Goldeen. And I think we just wrap up the turn there. Next turn, it would have been nice to find a Grass Energy off that bug catching set. All right, let's see. We're playing Dragapult again. We sure are. Dragapult Budew. That means they're going to... Yeah, they're going to Budew us. This is rough. This is rough. Yeah, we don't really want to see that. We could counter Budew. That'd be interesting. Whoa, another Festival Grounds. That is not what we needed. Let's think about this. Arvin is going to find us something that will not get us an energy. We can't counter Budew because we didn't draw a way to search for it. That's rough. We'll get this because we probably will need to retreat later. We'll get that because that's the thing we need the most. But we're just going to be Budew locked here. Yeah, nothing we can do about it. They did not have a good start either. Let's hope they've got something different they want to do here. We're just going to go a little slower this game. Yep, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Also pretty good. Yeah, honestly, if they just keep Budewing us and setting up Dusknoirs, they could just win. They could just win off Budew, Dusclops. That's why I actually kind of want to build that as one of the decks. Yep, they're just going to do it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so the nice thing is we'll get a prize card off that. Let's see what we're working with there. It's another Applin. We're getting there. What do we got over here? Drawing some cards. That's pretty good. Yeah, they're going to want to keep making Dusclops. That's how they win the matchup. Oh, boy. Okay. We like seeing Turo's scenario gone because that's really good for them. They're just going to make another GP, and they're probably going to Itchy Paw in here, I bet. Yep, 100%. What if they Itchy Paw until they kill this Applin? That'd be funny. What are we looking at here? Seaking. They just killed our Goldeen, though. We're going to bench that, because why not? There's an argument to bosses order something up here. They have really low cards in hand. Yeah, let's do it. Drag this up. Maybe they won't be able to use Budew next turn. And then we'll end the turn. Let's see what we got. Hopefully we'll be able to play that bug catching set and get rolling. That would be the goal here. Yup, immediate recon directive. That's kind of rough. That was their top deck. Was it? No, because they played the GP, so maybe. Oh my gosh. They have so much. They have so much and we have so little. Yeah, sure. Look at all these cards. They're doing it more. They're drawing more cards. Yeah, Dragapult's broken. Dragapult's really, really good. Let's see what they're working with there. Okay, they got an energy. They're retreating into Budew for another Budew here? Holy crap. Yeah, I mean, it's been working for them. Why stop? I get it. I get it. I get it. Man, wish they didn't kill our Goldeen. That was huge for them. Double. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Ultra Ball that we can't play. Festival Grounds. This is a fun time we're having here. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Future Michael Sean. I just wanted to say one quick thing. You're about to watch some Dragapult,
And spoiler alert, there's going to be more. But hang in there, because these first 2 games were pretty rough. Dragapult's a rough matchup, and I think I start to tilt a little bit as well. So go ahead and like just power through the first 2 games. I promise. The subsequent ones are they go a little bit better for us. So stick with me. Okay, back to the video.
Nothing we can do. Just let them take the knockout next turn. Honestly, though, if they make Dragapult, we just scoop. There's a Luminous Energy. There's an Iono. Iono into all the best cards. This is how they win. Yep. They're selecting cards. Bro, I want to play not Dragapult. Not Dragapult. This is always like my disclaimer about these decks. I made the same one with Typhlosion. Dragapult is super not the deck you want to play against. You just can't really do much, unfortunately. Sure, bud. Yeah, we're just sitting here. Put the Dragapult and the energy down so we can go to the next game. How we looking here? They got one fancy Budew over here. This one's fancy too, I guess. It's reverse hollow. Talk to me. Been thinking about it. Yeah. It's always important to consider like what order you're doing things in. That's why you see players think about stuff at the beginning. They're thinking about, do I play a card or do I try to draw first? We do the same thing. We're like, should we bug catcher set? We did it earlier in the turn in this game. Do we bug catching set first or do we search our deck first? A lot of times the answer is you do the random thing before you do the for sure thing. So you like draw cards or you do a top deck search first to see what you get, and then that informs your decision on what to use like Ultra Ball for, or in this case, Hilda. Yeah, that's all the stuff they need. Yep, they're gonna come up with that guy. They're gonna kill both these guys, and then we won't be able to play the game. So we're just gonna concede. There's no reason to keep playing that. All right, there we go. 2 Dragapults in a row. That's our absolute worst matchup. Let's play again in Top Cut. That'd be sick. I like that one. That one's cool. They have like little things you can say. We got rewards for that somehow. All right, let's play another one. Hopefully it's not Dragapult. If we just keep getting Dragapults, this is going to be a long video on my end. Not for you guys, but for me. Oh, we get to pick now. Tails. Where are we at? Where are we at? Flip it a coin. Oh, we got tails. Let's go. No, we don't want to go first. We want to go second. We have mulligan twice in a row. Let's see if we can not this game. That'd be cool. Starting Shaymin's like not really what we want to do, but it happens. We've got a first turn Iono. I would love to top deck like a Buddy-Buddy Poffin first. That'd be sick. Or top deck an Arven and wait for the second turn to do Iono. That would work too. The only nice thing is, okay, we got a Ditto. The only deck that I know that's playing Ditto right now is Raging Bolt. That's the one that comes to mind. And they have the Ogre Pawn sleeves, so I bet you this is Raging Bolt. If this is Raging Bolt, I'll be excited because I think this deck has a pretty okay Raging Bolt matchup. We'll see. They're selecting cards. This is where we're going to know what deck they're playing, hopefully. Well, they might Transformative start too. That is a regular Raging Bolt that they just discarded and an Energy Switch. This is definitely Raging Bolt. This is cool because they get to go find something else. Now, Yeah, that makes sense because they can't attack. So they're going to go find their Noctowls. Or their Hoot Hoots, I should say. They switch for a Teal Mask. Sure, that makes sense. Seems good. They're going to do their draw first. That makes sense. Totally fine. Yep, I like that. Now, this is sick because we actually really like to Budew into this. So hopefully this stays active. Nice. If this stays active, we can hit it, take it to 200, which is an easy cleanup later with Do the Wave. Yeah, that's all their stuff. Makes sense. So now we really would like an Iono because they just put the Noctowl in hand, which is really good for them because it searches their deck for 2 drainers. So an Iono would be sick here. Talk to me. What else we got going on here? They didn't make a Raging Bolt. And they attached to this, not a Raging Bolt. What if this... No, we're good. Our turn. We drew a Switch. Not going to do a whole lot for us. We're going to attach an energy so we can retreat this. Then we're going to Iono, and all we need is a way to find Budew. I mean, we would like to put other stuff on our bench too, obviously, but... yeah, I mean, these are good. These are good Pokemon. This is going to find us a Budew. Here we go. It sure didn't. It sure didn't. Let's get an Applin. And a Thwackey. Do we just get the Grookey? What do we have here? We've got an Arven. So Arven's probably going to find us an Ultra Ball into this. Yeah, let's get an Applin Thwackey. I think that's right. Yep. There we go. That's all we got. There we go. Not what we wanted to do. We really wanted a Budew there. We might still be okay, though. One of the cool things about Raging Bolt, it has no way to take multiple prize cards in a turn against this deck. So that's pretty good. Whereas we can obviously take multiple prizes because we can knock out 2 prize Pokemon. So that's pretty solid. They did discard their baby Roaring Moon, this one here. Yeah. That would have been pretty good, I think. There's the guy. That's their main attacker. They discard energy from any of their Pokemon, and they do extra damage for that. 240 HP. A lot of them play Bravery Charms to go up to 290, which will make us need... I mean, we need damage modifiers for the 1-hit KO anyway on that guy. We could actually be looking at a knockout, theoretically, next turn. Because our Arven can find us a damage modifier and an Ultra Ball. We can Ultra Ball for this evolution. Thwackey there. The problem is we don't have an energy for it. But the Thwackey could find us the energy. But we also don't have the Festival Lit Grounds. So we're missing a couple pieces. But hope is not lost yet. We might be able to find those pieces. Prime Catcher, pretty good. Yep. Yeah, okay, so they're getting that Baby Moon back because they realize they're going to kind of need it here. Yep, makes sense. Yeah, they don't want to give me 2 prize Pokemon. I think, are they just going to take the knockout here? They might. Crispin is pretty solid here. That's pretty good. They're going to get this Raging Bolt set up. Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's pretty solid. I like Crispin and Raging Bolt a lot. It's pretty good. Yep. So they're just getting this set up. They want to hit us with 2 prizes. Here's the Prime Catcher. 30 damage for each energy attached to this. So you do 60 damage. What are they going to kill? Applin? Sure. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to end up wanting a Counter Catcher or something bigger. Big top deck here. Let's see what we get. Depending upon what we get, we still might be okay. We still might be taking a good knockout later. Yep. We're going to put the Goldeen up because it has Festival Lead. There we go. What's our top deck? Here we go. Oh my gosh, it's a Seaking. That's awesome. That's awesome. So if we can Seaking here, we can counter catcher this. Yeah, because Seaking plus a max belt is 110, which will make us kill that teal mask, which gets rid of a lot of their energy and gets us 2 prizes. Let's evolve. That's going to need to find us festival grounds because that's the only thing that can find us festival grounds. The one issue is the energy here. We don't have the energy. So we got to get a little lucky. Let's grab those. Now is when we bug catching set, because if we don't hit the energy, we use Thwackey to find like Buddy-Buddy Poffin and just set up more. We did not hit the energy. Not only did we not hit the energy, we didn't even hit two targets here. That's so unlucky. All right, let's get that. Yeah, we do what we said we were gonna do. Let's just go get a Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We have a little bit of time against this deck. Yep. That's too bad because we could have found an Air Balloon with Arven. And then that would have given us like retreat and we could Budew them here. Put this at 120, which would be helpful, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. We get a Goldeen and an Applin here. Applin. Oh, we were out of Goldeens. All right, so knowing that we're out of Goldeens, we probably evolve this thing then. Do we just get 2 Applins then? 2 Applin Grookey. I think we just do 2 Applins. 2 Applins. There we go. We got the apples. We're going to evolve here. And we could counter catcher something up. Like we could put this up. I think we're good though. I think we just end the turn. They got to attach here now, which they'll probably be able to do, but it does keep energy off of other stuff. We've got the Dipplin in hand. We're going to have the same problem, though, that we don't have energy. We shall see. We shall see. Nice. Sada's really solid. Yep. Once again, we might be okay because we do actually have a little bit of time with this deck. We're just going to need to keep recycling our Pokemon. Oh, they're hitting for a lot now. That actually kind of makes this a little bit of a threat. Boop. That's right. This can hit anybody, but it can't hit our back because we have Shaymin. The Shaymin actually became relevant for us here. That's funny. Okay, there we go. All right, we got another. Oh, they're scooping. They just scooped to us. That's crazy. I don't really know why they just scooped to us. I think they were probably fine. Them not being able to snipe stuff. I don't know. Maybe they saw. Yeah, we have a good matchup into that deck. I think that was still. I probably will still include that game because I think it was still a good example of like what to do when you can't find your pieces and how you set up for like late game plays. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. I think Roaring Moon is like one of our best matchups as far as like the meta decks are concerned. Grimmsnarl is really good too, but it's also kind of weird because the Frostlasses are really good against us. But then at the same time, we hit Grimmsnarl for weakness, so it's just a weird matchup. That's a fun one. Dragapult is really bad for us. Guardy can be okay, I think. I'm just naming like big decks that you might see. Do I want to go first? No. I definitely do not want to go first. Oh my gosh, I love the Snorlax sleeves. We have to start Shaymin again. At least we have a Festival Grounds in hand. We got the Buddy-Buddy, so we are going to get the Budew here. Nice. Putting 10 damage on this would be good if it stays active. Are they playing like Miraidon or something? They're playing Dragapult, but with Latias EX. That's interesting. I mean, the card's really good. It gives all basic Pokemon free retreat cost. Pretty good. Oh, they're switching right now. What are they putting active? Okay. Interesting. We have an Applin that could actually knock this out on a coin flip, which is pretty funny. Okay, we've got energy. We've got all kinds of stuff in this hand, actually. The only thing we're missing is a supporter card, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. We're going to find Budew. And then we're going to... I'm kind of thinking an Applin just because we have this Dipplin. But we could also do an Ultra Ball. It feels bad to Ultra Ball some of this stuff away, though. I think we just get the Apple for now. I think we're just going to go a little slower this game. And we're just going to set up the item lock here. We have 1, 2, 3 cards. That's what we need. As long as they don't Iono us, we're kind of fine. I think we just do that. None of those are item cards. So we could take a knockout on the Budew. We'll see how set up they get. We got the Hilda. That's pretty solid. Neo upper. Okay, they have the Dracloak. That's pretty good. They're probably going to Budew us here. Budew is going to be rough. We're not going to be able to make other Pokemon. This is yeah. Dragapult's so bad for us. I wish we could play like not Dragapult, please. Evolving this makes it too big for Dragapult to knock out though, which is not bad. I don't even think we play that. We'll attach this though. And we'll just hit you Pollen again. If they have Gus knock out this Dipplin, we scoop. That's just the way it is. That's the way it be. That Buddy-Buddy actually would have been a really good top deck if we didn't get Budewed last turn. Another Hilda. I feel like that's not the supporter card they want here. Yep. In my eyes, there's just like no reason for them to attack me with Dragapult here. Unless they have the Gust, which they don't. Because they can't play items. And they just played a Hilda for their supporter. So to me, they probably are just going to Itchy Pollen me. Sure. If they don't Itchy Pollen me, there's definitely some stuff we could do next turn. Okay, cool. Yep, that makes sense. We hit Energy, which does nothing. So we're literally just going to Itchy Pollen them again. We're actually going to take a knockout here. I would say that turns on their counter catcher, except they can't play a counter catcher because of the items. We get an Air Balloon. What they need is a boss's orders here. They took their opportunity away to draw 2 cards. We actually might not be in the absolute worst spot here. There is no way to knock out a Dragapult from full HP. But what we could do... Oh, they're going to Iono us, okay. Let's see what we get, and then we can figure out what we could do. That's a lot of deck search for Pokemon and stuff. That's good. We want to make 2 apples next turn. They have the Dusk in there, too. We want to make 2 apples and a Goldeen next turn now. That is our goal. Yeah, sure. Honestly, them putting 60 on this does nothing unless they play Monkey Dory. Because, yeah, it's just going to get able to get... That's huge. 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. So, yeah, we might actually kind of be okay here. Let's Buddy-Buddy. Let's get an apple and a Goldeen. Yeah, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to kind of fill our bench a little bit here. Here's another apple. 2 Thwackies, I guess. How about a Grookey? All right. That was about as good as it could have gone. There's the Grookey. The energy does not get attached because it's like, it just doesn't, they just knock out what we attach it to. We're not going to play the Iono. Well, I mean, no, we're not, because we got the Thwackies in hand. We're just going to leave it that way. We are going to hit him for 200 damage here, which is going to soften it up. They don't have another Dreepy on the bench. Yes, I would like to perform another attack. Same one. There we go. So they're going to KO something. These 3 are all pretty ripe for getting KO'd. Theoretically, they can make a Dusclops and KO 2 things. All right, finally they're going to have more Dreepies on the bench. That's good for them. They're going to need like a rare candy play on one of those, though. Let's see how many cards they use. I mean, it kind of just depends. If they get greedy and take like a bunch of knockouts here, we could Iono them, which will be helpful. Oh man, if they could Gust an Apple, they could knock out all the Dipplins and the Applins this turn. Sure. Sure, yeah, I'd probably just give them Shaymin. I'll take a prize, why not? What are we working with there? Okay, probably won't need that. Although they do play Jamming Towers sometimes. There's the Shaymin. Yeah, there's a lot to like here. If we get a damage modifier and an Applin, we can hit them and then also hit something on the bench, which is pretty good. Alternatively, we could do it with a Seaking if they don't kill this Goldeen. Sure, that makes sense. So, I don't know. Do we go for the high roll play? Nah, let's go for the safer play. All right, we're going to put the Goldeen up just so that we have access to this Thwackey. There's a Brave Bangle. That's the damage modifier. So, what would we need to hit here? I think we just go for the Seaking. And that doesn't require the Brave Bangle at all. But it will knock this out. Let's put that there. And Iono them. Down to 2 cards. That's kind of rough. We're up to 4. Sure. Sure. Get that Seaking. We're going to draw a bunch of cards here, too. All right, we're going to evolve. And we're going to Festival Lead. Rapid draw twice. Cool. Yes, we would like to perform another attack. Ooh, we're getting a little buffering here. Rapid draw again. Okay. We're going to take 2 prizes, which evens up the game. So they've got 2 cards to make a Dragapult here. That's not a lot of cards. And then we could theoretically KO this Latias with that Dipplin next turn if they whiff. We've got the boss's orders in hand. They also have a boss's orders here. They're going to go for the Thwackey play. Yeah, oh my gosh, that means they probably don't have anything. I think we might actually win this game against Drag... Oh my gosh, we're going to win this game against Dragapult. Holy crap. All right. So yeah, we just Air Balloon here. Air Balloon is huge for this deck. Rescue board did not cut it when it came to this. We need a damage modifier, which is easy to get with the Arven. Let's get the Max Belt here. Get the Buddy-Buddy Poffin because we need to fill our bench, although I think we already have Pokemon to fill our bench with. Oh, we don't actually. Very interesting. Okay. Let's Thwackey first in case we need a super out. I don't think we do. Do we have basic Pokemon? There's 1 Goldeen. We do need a super rod. Because that would have been only 2. Yeah, we need the super rod. We have the energy and the max belt. Yep, that's right. So we just have to place... Oh, actually, 1 Goldeen would have been enough. That's fine. That's fine. Energy, Dipplin, sure. Put it all back. Now we can Buddy-Buddy for 2 things. Like an apple and a Goldeen. There it is. We've got the attach. Don't quit on us now. What's happening? And there's the Max Belt. And this is for game. This is for game. Oh my gosh, we beat a Dragapult. Would you like to perform another attack? Yes, please. There we go. All right. So we can do stuff because it's not even like, I don't know. They only made one. Okay, they only made 1 Dreepy on turn 1, which is tough, but they had the Budew lock as well. So we went back and forth because I knocked out their Budew with just Budew's attacks from me. So we were just trading Budews that whole time. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good game. Very nice, very nice. Level 16 achieved. Let's go. All right, we're back. We're playing another game. Here we go. So far, we played 3 Dragapults and 1 not Dragapult. So I would love to see some more not Dragapult. That'd be great. We did beat one of those Dragapults, though, which is crazy. Here we go. We didn't win that coin flip. Let's see if we still get to go second. That'd be sweet. We have not had a game yet where Budew has been prized. That's been cool. All right, this is a Pokemon we actually want on the board, so that's also cool. No. Okay. Promising hand so far. I didn't catch whether we're going first or not. Oh my gosh. This is probably another Dragapult. Holy crap. Applin, Goldeen. We should look at what our evolution Pokemon are like. Got the Dipplins. Yeah, all that looks fine. All of our festival grounds. We got our damage modifier. All of our tools, actually. We have it all. We got it all. Okay. There we go. Bug catching set now, because we might not be able to play it next turn. If indeed this is what we think it is. Sure, we'll grab that. And win the turn. All right. This might look like another Dragapult. Let's find out. Let's find out. Brock Scouting is definitely a card the Dragapult plays. Let's see it. 2 basics, right? 2 basics or 1 evolution, I think. Yeah. Look at that. It's another Dragon. So there is a theory. There's a theory with the matchmaking system in Pokemon Live. And the theory is that when you match up with certain decks, they match you against other certain decks. Which I've heard from a bunch of my players have mentioned this to me before. And I mean, this is out of 4 games. No, out of 5 games that I've matched up for, 3 of them have been Dragapult so far. So I don't know. There are a lot of other decks. Like Dragapult's not even the best deck right now. So there could be some credence to that. We're going to evolve our guys right away, which is cool. But we need to evolve these guys. Yeah, I mean, I guess we Arvin here. What do we even get though? Probably bug catching set and air balloon. And then we end the turn. Let's see what we got. See what they can do. There's the Ultra Ball, probably for Dracloak. Oh, interesting. For Dragapult, do they have a rare candy play here? They do. That's pretty good. Oh my gosh, high five. Professor's research on 0-card hands. It's mandatory. You have to high five your opponent if they do that. Absolutely mandatory. Yep. Man, this looks pretty good. They're getting pretty set up here. The only thing better would be like a Dusclops here. Okay. Do they do the 2 apples? Do they do the Goldeen? That's the question. Personally, I think it's... If I was playing, I would do Applin Goldeen. Okay. That did the 2 apples. The nice thing about that play is that we can have availability with our Thwackies. Okay, well, that's kind of a slap in the face. That's not nice. So we definitely want to hit them with the Goldeen here. 120 is enough damage to hit them with. That's fine. So we don't really need a damage modifier. We could straight up just search for it. Bug catching set could find us some energy here. We could also just search for like an Iono. I wouldn't hate an Iono. Let's see if we can find the energy. Boom. We did find some energy. There's an energy. And we'll grab an apple as well. Okay, so this could do Seaking Festival lead here. But I really don't hate doing something different either. We could also hit into a Duskull. That's kind of cool too. I actually kind of like that. Seaking Festival lead. Hit the Duskull. Man, I would really like an Iono though. Like an Iono would be pretty tight. Let's do it. Let's do this one. We're so behind this game. I think we can also afford to be like greedy. And by afford, I mean we're already behind, so we might as well be greedy. I think we got to super odd these back in while we have the access to do so. And then we've got to go find an Iono. Yep. All right, we need to hit one of the two things we're looking for, either Festival Grounds or Seaking. We hit the Festival Grounds. Perfect. Oh, and we hit Buddy-Buddy Poffin. That's also perfect. Buddy-Buddy Poffin's going to find us Applin Goldeen, ideally. We don't have another Goldeen. We do have a Seaking, though, so we just get 2 apples. Yeah, we got apples. That means there's no world where they leave us appleless. We had Goldeen in hand. I guess we could have benched that. I'm okay with the apples, though. We'll stick with that. All right, we're hitting the Duskull because the Duskull is like a huge problem for us. We left them with less cards in hand. They don't have any Dracloaks. We'll see what this ends up being. They're going to either give us something that we can prep damage for or give us something we can knock out. All right, cool. That's actually kind of what I wanted them to do. Because if we do 60 to this, there's a world where we knock it out with Dipplin next turn. Okay, they drew into a Dracloak. That's pretty good. And a Night Stretcher, which gets another Dracloak, right? Or they have a Dusclops. Looks like they got the Dusclops, I think. Yeah. There it is. Mm-hmm. The nice thing about not taking 2 knockouts or knockout on a 2 prizer is that we're still behind on prize cards, which means Countercatcher is on for next turn if we need it. We also have this Kieran in hand, which could help with a potential knockout. Pheasantipity. Pheasantipity is like the card that every deck needs, right? Even ours could play Pheasantipity. And Iono, okay. Does leave us with less cards. Oh, 2 Dipplins, though, is pretty good. Man, so good. So good. Just draw 3 cards. So good. Sure. Prep the next one. Yep. This is pretty solid what they're doing here. I wonder if, as a Dragapult player, you would prep the Thwackies instead of taking a knockout here. That could be kind of neat. There could also be a Dusclops pop. Okay, they're doing so much. Dragapult's so good. Such a good deck. Yeah, they're going to do this. Okay. Are they going for the knockout or are they going for the Hunt the Thwackey? Okay. They went for the knockout. I don't actually hate that. I think the Thwackey would have been better. I think they're undervaluing how good Thwackey is here. But they're going to kill a Seaking and almost certainly an Applin. They're going to put 20 on the Thwackey that already has damage. Interesting. Oh, man, they're going to take both the Applins. I think we scoop. Yeah, that's kind of busted. Dang, they made bench space with the Dusclops. That was really good. I think they got like hyper lucky there, though. Didn't they start with like 2 cards in hand at the beginning of turn? Man, can we stop playing Dragapult, please? Can we play anything but Dragapult? Literally anything but Dragapult, please. Oh, did we just win the coin flip? Oh my gosh, we get to go second. We're doing it. We're doing it. Starting Grookey. And we have Arven in hand, too. And we have a Buddy-Buddy Poffin in hand. Oh, we have a lot of good cards. Good cards in hand. And Festival Grounds, good cards. Good cards. Wait for your opponent to finish setting up. I don't often wish for people to brick. I hope this guy bricks. Why are we playing another Dragapult? It's not even the best deck in the meta. I'm convinced. I'm now convinced. I'm totally convinced. I didn't believe my players when they told me that live just auto matches you up against decks. I didn't believe them, but now I believe them. Holy crap. This is kind of ridiculous. Well, let's see if we can pull it out. Let's find out. We're going to have a masterclass on Dragapult versus Festival Lead, apparently. I don't really know. I don't even know. There are no words. Okay, here we go. Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Grab Budew. I kind of want to grab that Goldeen. So I will. Then we're going to Arven. We want Air Balloon and Buddy-Buddy, probably. Yeah. Our Air Balloon is prized. Brave Bangle, Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We need an energy now. Yeah. 2 apples. Give me the apples. All right, give me an energy. Do I just scoop if I don't hit the energy? Okay, we're good. We hit the energy. Here we go. Retreat into Budew. And item lock him. Here we go. We've got a Seaking and a Dipplin in hand. And a Festival Grounds. But no Thwackey. Odds are they're going to just Budew us here. No? Maybe not. Actually, definitely, because they won't be able to attack with anything else. There's a rescue board. They're still playing rescue board over Air Balloon. I mean, I guess everything in their deck is 1 retreat, so I guess that does actually make sense. Here we go. There is a world where we top deck an energy. Now, putting the Pheasantipity down is very interesting here. That is not what I would have done. I kind of want to boss and Budew into their Pheasantipity now. That's an Arven. Arven does not find us a way to attack with Seaking, though. But we will certainly evolve it. We'll certainly evolve one of these. We got 2 Festival Grounds in hand. We're going to put one out. And we're going to boss this Pheasantipity and attack into it. And there's actually a world where it is stuck in the active. I really don't know why they put this on their bench. That does not make sense to me. But if it stays active, we're looking kind of good because we can Dipplin and knock it out. We just need to find an energy and another Pokemon to go here, which shouldn't be that hard. Okay, they're going to draw some cards. So they'll probably find a way out of this, I would imagine. Oh, they give us a Thwackey. That's cool. With 6 cards in hand, you got to think they can get out of this, right? Yep. The question is, are they Budewing or are they attacking? They're actually going to attack here. The nice thing that we've seen is they've had opportunity to look for a Duskull. They don't seem to be playing the Duskull version of Dragapult. That's another thing. We hit all these decks, and they were all Duskull versions, which are even worse for us. Hi, okay. Oh, they just knocked it out with Dragon Headbutt. That's funny, actually. That's actually really bad, though, because we one-shot this, and then we hurt everything else on the bench, too. We're actually kind of looking okay right now because we get to evolve all of our Mons. I wonder if they're playing Monkey Dory. They got the Luminous Energies. They probably are. All right, we're definitely attaching here. And then I think we bug catching set first. Honestly, do we? Maybe we don't. We don't even need anything. Because we could just get the Buddy-Buddy, put 2 things on my bench, and just call it a day. Second question, do we just get 2 Grookeys to put on the bench so that nothing can be hit by one of these Dragapults if they make it? You know what? We do bug catching set because we want the energies, but we Boom Boom Groove first. All right, we're looking at everything. We actually don't have more Grookeys in deck right now. So we just do Goldeen and Applin, and we just give them stuff to knock out, and that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Buddy-Buddy here finds us an apple and a fish. Bug catching set because we might not be able to play it if they Budew us next turn, and now we have the energy attach. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty okay with this so far. This is looking pretty solid. We're going to take this knockout on this Dracloak. Take a prize. And then they're either going to give us something we can knock out, or they're going to give us the Pheasantipity, which I'm happy to put more damage on. We might have gotten kind of lucky with this. There's, you know, an option against Dragapult, if you feel like you want to be better against that, is TM Evolution, which I'm not playing, but I have seen people play it in this deck. And the TM Evolution just lets you get out of your basics that get hurt easier. But I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I don't think it's good enough because I want to Budew. I think the Budew is better, but people disagree. That's fine. It's just a thing you could do. You could also buy a Pheasantipity and play that. That's pretty good too. All right, let's see what they got here. I would imagine. Okay, there's the Monkey Dory. So they are playing Monkey Dory. That's good to know. But they only have 10 damage to work with for that Monkey Dory. And they don't want to attach to it either because, oh, they're playing Charizard? Oh, that's so interesting. The Charizard is weak to grass, though. Charizard is actually like nuts good right now, this format. But I think the version of Charizard that's good, I don't actually think Charizard Dragapult is the play for Charizard. But yeah, Charizard's weak to grass, so we get a pretty easy knockout on Charizard with our Dipplins. We don't even need damage modifiers to take the knockout on that one. But this is pretty good. Our main task next turn is going to be evolving our guys. They're going to boss his orders here. Okay. Let's see what they're doing. Why are they doing that? Let's see. Do they have a double knockout here? My guess is no. My guess is they did that so that they don't get attacked. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we did enough last turn. We did enough to mess them up a little bit. What do we do here? I mean, we could. There's so much we could do. We could knock out a Pheasantipity. That's probably what we do, right? You got to knock the Pheasantipity if you have a chance to do it. It's not weak to grass, even though it's dark. Yeah. It's not weak to grass. We could Thwackey for a boss's orders. Drag it up, Air Balloon, hit it with the Dipplin. I think that's what we do. Let's Boom Boom Groove for the boss's orders. Worth noting that's my last boss's orders in deck. Drag this up. I think we just put the Air Balloon on this. Retreat into that Dipplin. The Dipplin's going to attack twice for 100, which is going to take the knockout. We might as well attach an energy as well. I think we Ultra Balled this out of a out of an Applin too. Do we? Nah, I think we're already asking a lot of them. I think we can leave it actually. All right, we're doing 100 damage. Here we go. There's 100. Yes, I would like to perform another attack. Yes, it is do the wave. All right, we are definitely in a very favorable position now. Take 2 prizes. Because if they put that Charizard on the board, I mean, that's... oh my gosh. And they're putting it active. We've got the Dipplin ready to go. Like, literally, if they Charizard attack me here, they just straight up lose the game. Yeah, they're understanding. Hey, 50-50 against Dragapult with Festival Lead is nuts, dude. Lost the first 2 against Dragapult, won the second 2. Oh my gosh. My butt is so clenched, though. If it's Dragapult, we probably just scoop it so we can play something that's not Dragapult. I would love to do that. All right, come on. Give me something. I want to do like one more game that's not a Dragapult deck. Please. 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 Here we go. Your opponent won the coin flip. They're going first. Yay, we get to go second. We have to mulligan. You have no basic Pokemon in your hand. It's so true. Okay. Give us like Gardevoir. Let's play against that. We got an apple. Nah, let's flip coins. Let's flip coins. Yeah, we have 2 different Applins. They both, one of them does 20, one of them does maybe 30. All right, what are we working with here? Oh my gosh, another one. Another one. Did we just scoop so we can go to a different game here? I mean, like, what are we even doing? What are we even doing at this point? That's a lot of stuff they got there. That's a lot of stuff. Now we get an Arven for Goldeen and Budew, then an Applin. Then we're trying to bug catching set, and then we get an Air Balloon, trying to bug catching set for a energy, so we don't have to attach an Air Balloon to this Applin. But if we do, we do. Oh, they gave us an Artisan. They just gave us the Artisan, bro. They gave it to us. I don't know why they did that. Because they want a Budew, even though they're going first. Inquesting. Yep. And we got a Night Stretcher. That's fun. Let's Artisan first. Why not? Artisan finds us. Probably just finds us the Goldeen. Then we can bug catching set first. See which grass Pokemon we hit. Let's see what else we're working with here. You do, yeah, okay. Brave Bangle's prize, it looks like. Yep, sure. Artisan or Arven is always going to find us Buddy-Buddy and Air Balloon, regardless of what we hit. So we're going to do that first. And then we're going to bug catching set. We've taken some cards out of our deck that can't be hit with bug catching set. We're going to get an apple and an energy, apparently. All right. So now we Budew for the Goldeen and a Grookey. Or not the Goldeen, sorry. Budew and a Grookey. There they are. There they are. We're going to put another apple on the bench. Kind of would like another Grookey, so I don't know if I want to fill that spot yet. Do we just put the Air Balloon on this? I think we do. I do not believe that they're going to attack, and so I will. Actually, they can't because we're going to. But they can pop, and we'll put it there. We'll do it. Let's just do it. Let's hit them. Let's see what they do. I really cannot believe that every game except for one has been against Dragapult so far. Interesting. Yep, makes a lot of sense. They're going to KO one of the apples, I'm sure. Oh, they're just going to KO the Budew. Okay, that's interesting. What do we get here? There's a Festival Grounds. We're going to put the one... Well, we could put the one that's going to attack up there, actually. Let's do that. Sure. Why not? We are going to attack twice. We've got the apple in hand, so we're going to be swinging for 80 at least. We might take 2 knockouts next turn. Unless they put down a Monkey Dory, then they might be able to promote that. Yep, there it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Itchy paw on me. Sure, why not? Okay. What do we got? What do we got going on here? We're going to evolve some stuff. That. We're going to evolve that. And we're going to Artisan for another Grookey as long as we have 2 Thwackies, which I think we do. Artisan. Grookey, we're just going to double check that we have the Thwackies. Like I said, we do. Cool. Then we replace that. We could evolve into a Flapple. That's an interesting play, actually. I don't think we're going to, though. Evolving to the Flapple means that they can't drop 6 damage counters on this and KO it. In fact, they can't KO anything if we go to the Flapple. Is there a world where we do that? No, because they're going to knock this Applin out. That's the problem. This Dipplin out if we get to that point. So let's just bench this so we have a second one. And then now we're hitting for 100 as well, which I don't think actually makes a difference here, but it's fine. Boom. Take that knockout. They're going to put a guy up, and we're going to attack that guy. Once again, if they put the Monkey Dory here, we can't knock it out. Yep. I would. I'll still hit it. There is a world where you just don't attack the Monkey Dory, because now it's got damage counters on it. But it's interesting that they're playing both Monkey Dory and Duskull. That's a lot of stuff in their deck. We do have a Seaking that they have no way to knock out here. Nestball. Do they just not have anything in their deck here? I can't. They're playing that too. There's a Pheasantipity. They're gonna draw 3 cards. No Budew this turn, so we definitely have items on. But you know what we don't have? A Thwackey. I would love to have a Thwackey, but I don't have one. Oh, here's the Dusclops. So they could still Budew now because they could clear the room. My guess is that they KO an Applin here. Oh my gosh. Sure. All right, they're starting to make some stuff here. They got the counter catcher, okay. Sure. Hey, this is where that argument that I was talking about where we didn't attach the air balloon, but we ended up needing the energy anyway, so I think we're fine. I think we did okay with that. In the future, flip the script first, then play counter catcher. so that you can see what's going on. No luminous energy attached because they attached to this Dracloak. That doesn't really make sense to me either. Oh, they're going to make 2 Dracloaks this turn, which is pretty busted. As long as they have it in their deck. Sure. Happy to see both those cards hit the discard pile. Yep. Pretty busted. Pretty busted. What are we looking at here? We are for sure not going to be able to. Well, that's not true because we do play Switch. If we have a way to see Switch and energy, what is the way to see Switch and energy though? I don't think there is one. What do we got here? Talk to me. Yeah, yep. They sort of effectively stopped us here. All right, now that we have 2 Dipplins, I think we do make this Flapple. Yeah. We just pass. We got to hope we can top deck something. They're going to... I mean, if they want to start taking knockouts, they're going to force us to be able to choose. And they still have their Clopsy Wopsy. I don't know. It's not over because they also still have 5 prizes. The Clops gives us another one, which is 3. So it's not over yet. But they could set up like a multi-knockout here because we've given them time to do so. They got to find something to get this Monkey Dory out of the active spot as well. So they need a retreat age or they need an energy. Luminous energy would be busted because you could attach it to Monkey Dory, move 30 damage, and then retreat Monkey Dory. They make both the Dragapults here. I don't know if I would have done that. I might have left your Cloak up so you have draw for next turn. KO on Pheasantipity would be pretty good. But I don't know how we find that. Maybe if we get like an Iono and we attach Max Belt to Dipplin, Iono into everything we could possibly ever want. I don't know how that happens, but I can dream, right? I can dream. Cursed Blast. They are still... What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. It's funny trying to like guess what's in people's hands. They have so many cards in hand. They have 7 cards. There's a lot that could happen here. But putting the Monkey Dory up might have actually screwed them. Even though it prevented from me taking a second knockout. Sure. Oh, see, so they put 5 there, which means they can Monkey Dory 3 onto it and KO it, which is pretty hardcore. That Goldeen's not doing much for us. Interesting that they went after the one with the balloon and not the one with the energy. They found... Oh, what is that? Is that Neo Upper? It's Neo Upper. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, you need 3 there. You can put 3 on something else. Probably 1 on Grookey, 2 on Flapple. Oh, okay. Sure. Knock out the Seaking. Max I can do is 300, so there's no world where this gets knocked out. Oh, and an Iono, okay. That's a Dipplin. You know, I'm still missing, though. I'm still missing a Thwackey. All right, what are we KOing here? What are we KOing? Choose a Pokemon to move to the active spot. Gotta be this Dipplin. Gotta be. All right, hit me with that Thwackey. Come on. Oh my gosh, there it is. All right, we gotta go here. That's so good. What should we get, though? That's the question. Bossing something up seems good. I could boss the Pheasantipity. Take a double knockout. There. Place down this Applin. So I could take a 2 prize with the Pheasantipity, or I could take Monkey Dory and hit something else. I think it's Monkey Dory hit something else. They have 2 different things. The problem is going to be that I don't... Let's just put this Applin on the bench. I don't have a way to gust because I already used boss this game, right? Oh, I didn't use boss yet this game. It was in my hand and it got Iono'd away, huh? What is the monkey actually going to do? Let's think about that. Not much. Move this. 1. We're not looking at multiple prize cards taken that way. Let's search the deck with Thwackey. Boom, boom, groove. I think we just get Thwackey so we can evolve again. Do the same thing. There is another boss in deck. So we're looking at a double boss here for game. I think the play then is definitely to inspect the board. I need another Pokemon in order to take that knockout, though, don't I? That's not true. I could pump my damage with a Brave Bangle or a Max Belt as well, which we do have. Yep, this is the play. Okay. So we evolve Thwackey. We're going to boss up Pheasantipity. Then this right now is only doing 80, which is not enough. It does 110 with a Brave Bangle, though. So we grab that Brave Bangle. There it is. Grab that Brave Bangle. We do have kind of a problem, and that problem is, what do we attack with? Yeah, we might still be we might still be in trouble here. Because this is just going to die. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. We might... That's probably not enough to win the game. We needed to make another Pokemon. But, like, what do we do? Like, what do we do there, then? Just maybe Iono into a card that gets us something? We could have Thwackied into... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because we had 3 prizes. We'll see. We'll see what they do. If they... Dipplin, Applin, that's 2 prizes. Yeah, that they should have just have the game here. But they could still mess it up. So we're going to try to rely on our opponent making a mistake. Because they could get bloodthirsty and go after the... they go after Thwackey, actually, with a Monkey Dory. Or they could... or they could just do it all with a Howlucha. Like we saw in a previous game. Man, yeah. No, this deck is just so good against us. It does everything that we don't want to happen. Okay, so no Howlucha. Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just needed another Mon. Just needed another Mon. Actually, we could still win the game with Flapple. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually. We're not all the way gone. Because Flapple's just an energy and boss sorters. We could actually kill this Monkey Dory. Ooh. We're not out of this game yet. Not only are we not out of the game, are we just winning the game? They just researched, so there's no Iono. We might just win here. Yeah, actually, unless I'm missing something, we do just win. I forgot because they can only get rid of 30 damage there. 7 times 2 is 140. That Flapple's hitting for 140 damage for 1 energy. What are we looking at here? Sure, they're trying to give us just the 1 search. We only need 1, though. Yeah, because now they're not going to kill our Flapple. Yeah, I think we just super win here. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that we set it up with hitting the Monkey Dory earlier. I think they actually kind of screwed themselves by putting the Monkey Dory in the active spot here. That's crazy. They did what I thought they did, but actually in the long term, that Monkey Dory being active actually kind of lost them the game. You know what's funny is we could actually take a 2-prize knockout here, but we won't get greedy. So we're going to put Dipplin up, and we just Thwackey for a boss here and win the game. Because we only need to do 10 damage to the Monkey Dory to KO it, and we only have 1 prize card. There's that boss that we need. Grab that Monkey Dory. And 40 damage is enough. Ooh, positive win rate against Dragapult. Here we go. This is crazy. I don't think you guys realize how insane it is to have a positive win rate against Dragapult with this deck. But I mean, okay. Hopefully this is like showing you that this deck, it's first of all, it's good because we're actually doing stuff that we're not supposed to be able to do here. But also that it's like because it has so many options, it's a little more difficult to play. That's what we're getting at. Hopefully it's giving you some tools. I don't know. Positive win rate against Dragapult is nuts. Also, 5 out of 6 games being Dragapult is nuts. I think I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. I'm good. I'm done with this video. I would have loved to have played against something that's not Dragapult for you. We got 1 game. I don't know. We got the 1 game. What a nutty video this is. All right, it's fine. It's fine. I think we've sufficiently showed you how to play the deck at least. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Hopefully it'll equip you with the tools you need to play your game. I mean, I wish the best for you when you bring this to your first tournament. Hopefully you don't have to play against 5 Dragapults. It's pretty unlikely. I mean, based on what I've been seeing in our store, it's not going to be 5 Dragapults because it's not the most represented deck, at least here, and I don't think it is at big tournaments either. So I think you're good. But hey, if you come against your worst matchup, hopefully I've shown you some tools to help compete with that as well. One thing I will mention is you got to hunt that Monkey Dory. If you play against Gardevoir or Grimmsnarl, hunt the Monkey Dories. Don't let them build a lot of Monkey Dories against you. You know, moving that 30 damage is huge. So just be careful with that. We didn't get to play against a deck that successfully used Monkey Dory a lot. But yeah, you don't want them bidding multiple of those things out. If they have multiple Monkey Dories, you might just lose. So make sure you hunt them. It's weird because they're 110. That's the only thing. But 2 Seaking is probably the best way to deal with it because you're hitting 120 with double Seaking attack. So that's kind of the way to deal with it. But hopefully this was really helpful for you. I look forward to seeing you at some tournaments. You can pick up this deck at Unison Games Cafe. So come by, join our tournaments. We play on Sundays at 4:30 in Hampton, Connecticut. Please stop by and enjoy some really cool Pokemon. We love Pokemon. Pokemon people are, in general, very friendly and excited to help new players join the game. And so hopefully this deck will be one of those ways that you can jump in and start playing Pokemon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, check out the channel for more videos. I already have another one of these deck profiles and gameplays, and so if you want to see more options for some beginning decks and more options of what we're selling for these tournament starters, you can do so by clicking the playlist that'll show up at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in the next one.